There was some name dropping in this episode,
Yeah.
so if your name was heard, we're not talking bad, it's all facts.
It was a fact, and you could
It was a
literally
fact.
comment and say, fact.
And if you want to explain yourself, go ahead.
Hi, I'm Rosie,
And I'm Christina.
and welcome to the 35th Valid Vibes podcast.
So the vibes are valid because they are real and authentic.
Okay, so I'm just going to apologize about my voice. I am not sick. It is literally because I was screaming at third graders all week.
Mm-hmm.
They were really good, but I was just like being really loud. 35 to manage 35 kids, it's like a lot.
Yeah, that's all. So don't mind
yeah.
her voice.
Yeah,
Or
we're gonna
non-voice.
work through it. Okay, so my invalid is that on my first day of work this week, I looked at my side view mirror like on my car, and as I was warming up my car to get ready for work, it was broken. It was broken, and I'm so annoyed because it wasn't my fault. No, it was before the snow. It wasn't the sanitation because we looked at the cameras and like from the ring. I think it was the person behind me because there's a bus stop on my corner, so sometimes random cars like park on my block, and there was a random like Jeep behind me, and we think that person swerved and hit my mirror.
It was, like, cracked or, like,
and it
broken
cracked, and I have to take the highway home every day from work. Yeah. So
That's
it's still
annoying.
cracked, and it's annoying and very invalid. So
Very inconvenient.
yeah.
My invalid is that my sleep schedule is all messed up.
Oh my God.
Recently, I literally went to bed last night at 3 a.m. and I'm exhausted, like I said, all day. Like, I'll be exhausted, and then the second I hit my head to the pillow, my mind's like like running with like stupid things that like I don't need to be thinking about right now, like something I need to do like next month. I'm like thinking about it, and then I can't sleep.
I think it's because too you stop school,
Yeah, 100%.
so that gets you out of routine.
Yeah, 100%. So, and also, so I went to bed at 3 a.m. and I woke up at 6. So I'm on 3 hours of sleep right now.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm exhausted. But then same thing. I'll probably hit my pillow at whatever time, 11:30, and be up all night.
You have to break the routine.
So, well, I could go into my valid. I got a job.
Oh.
So I feel like my schedule will go back. But yeah, my valid is that I got a job.
Congrats.
At a med spa. So I'm a medical esthetician. That's crazy. I didn't think that's where I would start. Like, that's not, like, how do you say, like, common
No.
to get a job that quick. So I'm excited.
Wow, I'm excited for you.
Thanks.
I'm sorry. My voice is terrible. We should have filmed the day we were supposed to, but we got stuck in a snowstorm. So I was like, whatever. But my valid is actually that my sleep schedule got better. That literally was my valid because I've been going to bed so late and I've been working every day. And when I've been going to bed around like midnight, and then I wake up early, and then by the time I get home, I'm exhausted, and then I nap, and then that would make me stay up longer. So I finally like strictly put myself in bed at like 9:30 so that I do go to sleep at 10:30.
Yeah.
Just like scrolling on TikTok out of boredom.
I know TikTok has like been really bad for me recently. Like I can't get off
It's
of it.
addictive.
It's bad.
I don't know what it is.
I think it's because, like you said, I have more time to scroll on it now. So like that's all I do, and it's bad. So.
I get so annoyed. I don't know what it is. It's very addictive, but it's not like the content I'm watching is addictive because you never know what the next thing is.
It's been so boring too. Like just swiping, I'm like, all right, boring, depressing. Like
no, exactly.
So
yeah, I feel that. All right, but today's episode is about breakups.
Yep, breakups. We broke up. Dear. Yeah, so we're gonna talk about breakups, how we deal with them, our like past situations, advice to you guys, and then we had you guys write in some breakup stories.
And they were great. They were amazing.
Some of them were funny. Some of them we can't even say on here because they were a little much, but we got a lot of them, so thank you guys for writing in. I guess we should start with like, well, I'm going through it right now. Like, this is, even though it's been, I don't even know how long it's been now. April, May. It's been 10 months. That's crazy. It's gonna be a year. I feel like it
hit you harder recently.
Yes, it's gonna be a year soon. That's crazy. Anyways, yeah, so I I'm still going through it, like she said, like it's more hitting me now than anything, and I know why, but I also don't know why. Like I feel like in the beginning of the breakup, I feel like during the relationship I was kind of mentally checked out, if that makes sense. So like I kind of was dealing with it like behind the scenes, whereas like when the breakup happened, I was like, okay, like next step, you know. I was sad throughout the end of the relationship. Again, the relationship ended is not anything, no cheating, no this, no that. It was something completely different. So I had to deal with that in my own way.
Yeah, but I think you also took it, I mean, not just you, like how everyone took it in the moment was as a break.
Yeah.
I didn't think it'd be like the end. I don't think you were, I think that's why it's hitting you more now, because it's like, oh my God, like it's going to be a year already. Mm-hmm. And it's still like,
I guess,
where it was.
I know, I guess. I don't know. Because in the beginning, when it first happened, I told my parents right away. And that was a sign to me, like, you're done. Because if I didn't tell them, and I was like, all right, let me, you know, see how it goes, then in the back of my head, I'd be like, all right, we're going to get back together. Like, or it's just going to be a little bit, and, like, no one really needs to know that. But I told them right away. Because once I tell my parents something,
that's it. No, I know. Everyone, I think, is like that.
Yeah. So that was kind of like a sign to me. But I guess, like, I'm going to be honest, like, throughout the breakup, like, there was times where I'm like, all right, maybe, like, we could work it out. And then I was just always proved wrong, basically. So, yeah. I know.
I think it was more of people do change. Breakups really open up our eyes to how much people could change. And it's actually sickening.
It's not even a bit, like, change is normal. And for me personally, I started dating him at a very young age. I was still in love with the person that he was at that age, and that's not fair to him. Mm-hmm. Period. Like, and I knew that. Like, I was searching for that person again, and he's not that person. And it doesn't mean he's a bad person. It's just that's not who he is anymore. He's not 16, but 17, honestly, 18, like, you know?
Right now, like, in this moment, and breakups in general just feel like a bad dream. Like, and if you told yourself 5 years ago from now, like, this was happening, you'd be like, no, you serious? Like, that would not. It's like, it just really, like, opens up your eyes to just life in general, and like how things could just happen and escalate so quickly.
Yeah, 100%. If you told me a year ago, like before we broke up, even in January, I'd be like, there's no way. Like, it really didn't hit me until I woke up the next day and I was like, oh my God, like, you know, and then whatever.
Because you've been dating for so long, and that's all you knew too, like, basically, because you grew up together.
Exactly. And I think the worst part is that, like, he was like my best friend. And I think that's something that we could talk about too, is like, you're not only losing that relationship with certain breakups, obviously there's like other stories that you could tell, but like with me, like, he was in my life for half my life. Like, he was my best friend. Like, he knew every little thing about me. He was there for every little thing. Like, he was my rock too, you know. And so losing that, I think, was harder for me, because I think even at the end of a relationship, it wasn't like, okay, like, I'm grieving, you know, my boyfriend. It was more like, I lost my best friend, you know, like, and that's what I think is hard for me now, because, like, if it was up to me, I would still be his best friend. Like, I'm serious. And I know it's like every not possible.
Breakups, though, like, end like that. Because obviously, like, your boyfriend is your best friend. But, like, then you try to keep it as, like, all right, let's just be friends. And it's, like, friends with benefits.
Not even that. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you guys didn't even get to that. No. Whatever. I just feel like my personal, it was more like, all right, let's just stay friends. And it's like, we could be best friends. Like, it just wasn't like
I know.
And it just, like, never happened.
Yeah, I know. Like, I can't be his best friend and then, like, see him with someone.
I was also, like, young. But if you lose your best friend, too, along with your boyfriend. And it's also a life adjustment. You don't have that person to lean on or to 100%. Run to. Or if you're not doing anything that night, you're going to go over his house, or vice versa. That you don't have that. You don't have even someone to text all the time. No. Something happens, you want to immediately pick up your phone and, like, text them, and it's very sad, and then you forget, and it, like, then another, like, mental breakdown happens.
My life right now. Yeah, no, I mean, it's true, and it's normal. Like, I could pretend that, like, everything's fine all I want. Like, it's normal. That's how a breakup is. That's how it should be anyways. But I don't know. I think I handled it very differently than he did. And again, I'm not telling his story, but you know, I took the breakup as I'm going to work on myself. And I could explain the reason we broke up, seriously, was I was not okay. We've talked about this. Like, I was not happy. I was with myself. I did not love myself. I hated myself, to be honest.
You lost yourself?
I lost myself. I didn't know what I was I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know where I was going. I was like a couch potato. Like, I did nothing, and I was miserable, and so many things happened in the last year of our relationship that I was like, I can't even
you cannot
process it.
Lose yourself in a relationship. You cannot. Like, that's, I think that's what I'm scared of. Like, I don't know, because I did it before with like my previous, and I just like I let myself go, but I didn't let it go on too long. But I think now, like, that I'm with Armando and like it's very serious between us, it's like I'm motivated to go to the gym. Like, made me in a different mindset, because I never want to be comfortable anymore, because being comfortable to me is like you're in danger. If you are comfortable, you are in danger. Like, you're getting so used to having that person around you all the time, and you'll, you know, ditch plans with your friends to be with that person. But like, you need to balance out your life. You cannot put your whole heart and soul into one person thinking they'll love you no matter what. Like, you can't.
Which
until you have to get hurt. No, I'm not saying that, because he didn't hurt you. Yeah. Like, I got hurt and it really woke me up. I got to tell a couple stories.
Yeah, no, we'll tell it. I'm just trying to explain this, like, why I broke up with him. So or why we broke up. Again, like, I lost myself. I hated myself. And I knew, I was mature enough to realize how, like, and it sounds cliche, but it's so true. How am I supposed to love somebody else, be there for someone else, or be in this relationship when I'm not even there? I can't give him, I couldn't even give him 25% of me, because I gave him 100, and that's obviously on me. Like, you know.
But as you should, as a committed girlfriend. Right. That's how I am too. And again, it's very rare to find girls like us. No, I know. Because there's really girls that are just, they don't think like us. But I give 100%. And growing up, I was so shy about having a good heart and, you know, planning fun dates and stuff. A lot of people like just don't do that. Like,
but I realize, like, if I'm not being able to give you 100%, because I don't believe in, like, I think we talked about this, I don't believe in 50-50. It's 100-100. You're giving me 100%, I'm giving you 100%. Like, period. I couldn't even give, like, half of me, and I said, this is not fair to him. And it's not fair to me, but it's not fair to him. I was like, because and I know that in this situation, he did feel this way towards me at one point, is that he wasn't giving me 100%. And he tried to, like, let me go, not in a way like we're breaking up, but like he wanted to figure out his own thing, and I would not. I was like, no, like, I will be here and we will figure it out. But I knew, I was mature enough to realize, like, I can't love somebody if I don't even love myself. I don't even know who I am. I don't know what I'm doing. So that's why I broke up, you know, or why my side is. But I don't think to this day he understands that. And it's like, I could explain it a million times, but it's just not, which I get, but it's not hitting him in that way.
It's not something someone tells you before going into a relationship. Like, I didn't know, like, when I got hurt way back when, like, you have to really love yourself and know yourself before you could love someone else. And I remember being with, like, this person, and I was like, you know, he liked, you know, these rappers, this and that. I'm like, who do I like? Like, who do I listen to? You get so consumed in their life and what they're doing. You're like, who am I?
Yeah, exactly. I didn't even know. And it scared me.
Yeah.
And I knew it wasn't fair. So I was like, I got to step back. And not to say, I could have woke up the next day and said, you know what? I slept on it, but things happen. But also, like, I could have even months from then, I could have worked on myself, which I am. I'm working on myself. I'm still not ready. I still have yet to, like, cross that line with anybody. You know what I mean?
No one's even rushing you. Like, you have the time to do it.
Exactly. Like, that's not my mindset. And I think the way, like, going back to what I was saying, we handled the breakup very differently. There's people that handle it and they just want to ignore what they're feeling, ignore the pain, where I was, like, facing it head on, and it helped a lot, and I think I healed through a lot, but then I didn't realize how much I didn't heal. So that's why now I'm like, okay.
You also, it's very healthy what you're doing. You're healing you're healing
Talking
everything
about
all
it.
by yourself. Then there's people, I mean, it happened to me too.
Yeah, that
they just hop to
depends.
someone else right away. So they don't have to
Doesn't fill a
worry
void.
about, healing, because they're just pushing it all on someone else. And that's not fair to the other person. You're walking into a relationship not fully healed.
They probably don't even know, like,
Yeah.
half of it.
Now, with me and Armando, we met in 2020, but we both were fresh out of a relationship where we both were hurt. Like, we were put in very similar situations. And I think that's why our relationship is so close, because we understand, like, we have the same morals, values, especially in a relationship. But I wanted it to happen back then. I was like, why isn't it happening? I know it's him. Like, why isn't he? Like, why can't we just get together? Why can't it happen? And we both had our own healing to do. And I'm just very grateful he was able to communicate that to me. And he was like, listen, like, you're a great girl. I know, like,
That's nice.
you're not a girl to mess around with. Like, I will marry you. He's like, but I'm just not ready for you. And that's something I'm like, what do you mean? Like, well, you're not, I'm right here. Like, let's just, come on. But I wasn't ready either, and I just believe in divine timing. And again, I still wasn't ready when he asked me to be his girlfriend, because he left to go over 4,000 miles away. But I said okay to that because I was very upset with myself career-wise. I couldn't find myself. I didn't find myself. And I was like, while you're away finding yourself, I'm going to find myself, and hopefully this works out. If it's meant to be, it'll be. I spent nights praying. I'm like, all right, God, like, because I'm I'm a girl that gives 100%. I'm like, if he's not meant for me, take him out now. Right now, take him away. How am I going to Italy? Where am I going?
Yeah.
Like, that part was so stressful for me, but it all happened, and it felt like a dream come true. And again, if you told me a year from now I'd be going to Italy to see Armando play, I'd be like, what are you talking about? Like, things just happen in life. I believe in divine timing. So when you're healed and you're ready, your partner also has to be healed and ready for you, or else it won't work out.
It won't work.
It won't work. It's for the ego to show off on Instagram, maybe, if you're with this person, or
Jealous.
to have company, good company. It's not healthy. You need to heal on your own.
Exactly. Like you said before, like, not having that shoulder, like, to cry on, even if you don't want to bother your friends, or like, and knowing that he's not there is so hard. But I'm dealing with it because and again, I never lost my friends while I was in the relationship, thank God.
No, she balanced it so well. Like, we literally went to Florida spring break and like lived our best life.
Yeah, and that was during everything. But like, I knew that because I knew people who left their friends and then bye. Like, once you're breaking up, like, you have no friends left.
And usually that person goes to another guy because they
Yeah.
literally don't have any more friends, or like they know them as that girl to like hop around. Like, there's no reason in doing that. There's none.
So
It's not a healthy relationship with yourself or your partner.
Yeah, so I had to deal with more things now too. Like, I saw something, we won't be specific, I'm sure everyone knows watching, and I cried so hard. And I was like, whoa, I thought I was good. Like, I really thought, and I've been through it before already, but I thought I was good. And I never cried like that in my entire life, but it felt so good after. Like, I was like, it was a big cry. And it kind of just felt like everything left me, kind of. Like, I was like, okay.
It doesn't feel real.
Yeah, no, it didn't feel real. And it was, like, kind of nauseating because there's things. But, yeah, I don't know. Like, I thought I healed so much. So I can't even imagine what they feel, because I know that, again, I can't tell their story, but I know that they didn't heal the way that I did. And I wish that they did, because...
No, boys heal differently than girls do.
Boys in general. Yeah, boys in general. But I'm saying, like, if they just, like, worked on themselves, because I begged them, like, go to therapy, work on yourself. Like,
at least you're in therapy now.
Back. Yeah, like, what if, like, I worked on myself? If he did too, like, who knows? Like, obviously I can't worry about the what if, but I'm just saying we could have worked it out. We could have been, but that it just proved me, that this isn't it. And that's fine. And my person's waiting for me. And
period.
One of the things I think was really hard for me even now is seeing that they're happy. It could be selfish, but I think it's okay to be selfish in this situation, because sometimes selfish is good. I'm like, how are they happy? And here I am having the hardest cry of my life. And I'm like, that's not fair. And I know that social media is fake. I know that. And I know what you're going to say. You're going to be like, that doesn't mean they're happy. But, like, you know what I mean? Like, just seeing it, I'm like, why am I not happy? And I know that it means, I know, like, I fight with my brain. But it was just something that, like.
No, I'm happy you brought it up because now I understand why, like, you said that. So with me, obviously I talked about this. The guy that I almost hit with my car. No, he actually almost hit me a couple podcasts ago because I just ran into him again. I have not seen him in years. The last time we saw each other, I found out he cheated. He was cheating on me. I don't know for how long. Mm-hmm. But basically, like, my gut was right because literally, I found out, we broke up, and I was like, I'm gonna need some time. Like, I just could have never done that to you. I can't believe, like, you were going behind my back. Like, I'm sick. And you know what? Let's laugh. So, basically, I was with a girl that, you know, he was getting haircuts in this hair salon because the barber was in the back. I used to go with him sometimes, so I know that wasn't a lie. Like, the barber was in the back of the salon. So, he was cheating on me with the receptionist in the front. Young girl. Crazy. And whatever, but he used to get haircuts for like 3 to 4 hours, okay? And I always would think, like, you know, it was a long wait, or he used to say, like, he would fall asleep in the chair, and I'm like, oh, okay, babe, that's fine. And my parents would be waiting for him to come, like, you know, after for dinner.
Fall asleep in the chair.
And I just believed it. Like, I was just so gullible because I was like, there's no way he would do that to me. Like, he's such a nice guy. He does everything for me. There's no way. Like, okay, yeah, maybe there's a long wait. He's a great barber. Fine. Me, I didn't know how quick it takes a guy to get a damn haircut. I didn't know because my ass was getting cheated on the whole fucking time he was getting a fucking haircut.
Wait, was he actually, well, do you even know? Like, was he getting with her there? Or, like, he was just saying?
I think I know because there's a good pizzeria by the hair salon. I wanted to go with him one day. He goes, no, that pizza's disgusting. I'm like, who the hell says Villamonte is disgusting? Mm-hmm. I go, he must take that little bitch there.
Probably.
After work or whatever it was. Mm-hmm. So, ew. Whatever. In the car, you don't know.
How do you be that girl knowing that they have a girlfriend and then date them?
Let me spill the tea. So, I guess I wasn't, like, planning it to talk about it, but I guess it's a great story. It's a funny story at this point. Traumatic, but it's funny. So, I messaged the girl. I said, hey, also, my boyfriend would post the shit out of me. It was his whole Instagram. He had a story highlighting me. Snapchat, Instagram, most beautiful girl in the world. This is where the trust issues come in, but it's fine. I'm his whole Instagram, so it's not that he's hiding me or anything. But I think I figured out that on the stories, you could hide people from seeing your stories. Yes. So maybe he would do that. I was still on his post. Yeah. But anyway, so I messaged the girl, and I was like, hey, girl, like, I see you're in my boyfriend's messages. Like, who are you? Like, could we talk? Mm-hmm. She didn't answer me. So then I got crazy, and I go, you need to fucking answer me. Who are you? What's going on? And she was like, listen, my Joe told me not, whatever. We're going to name drop.
Fuck it.
Yeah, whatever.
You're a cheater.
So, yeah, Joe told me not to answer you or whatever. I go, obviously, what's going on? And she was like, yeah, like, I'm his good friend, and whenever you guys would fight, like, I'm always here to give him advice. I go, I hate to break it to you. I don't think we ever had one fight. It was very healthy. I'm not a problematic girl. I'm very simple. I'm loyal. It's very simple with me. And, yeah, and this girl was just getting crazy. It was just so not me. Like, I'm very much like, let's talk. I'm a girl's girl, you know. This girl had no morals, no nothing. Whatever I said, F you and him, you make a perfect match. Honestly, you make a perfect match. No morals, it's great. And you know what? They're thriving still.
You're telling me.
Anyway, 2 weeks after, he posted her, best I ever had, whatever. And even his good friend at the time, because he had like a best friend and, you know, we would all hang out, he was posting her, like, who she was, like, and I was just like, what did I do to deserve this? Like, why is he so happy when he did me so dirty, you know? And whatever. I was going through it, but yeah, it bothered me. But again, time heals all wounds. Time heals. Time heals. you know.
No,
We all go through it. It sucks. Social media sucks.
It
Seeing
really
all that
does.
being rubbed in your face. Like, oh, I'm so happy, living my best life, the best I ever had.
That's why I blocked on everything, because I don't want to see it. And it's not, like, in my situation, I'm happy if he's happy. I am. Because, you know, he didn't cheat on me. He didn't do any of that. So, like, obviously, I don't wish bad on anybody. Like, it doesn't even matter. Whatever. But I'm happy that he's happy. It's just, obviously, it's hard to see that it's not with me. And I think that's normal, you know, because I'm so used to seeing.
It's a different situation. Like me, like I was so disgusted with the guy Joe, how he was cheating on me the whole time.
It's so different.
I was like, F you. But honestly, that made it very easy for me to move on. You, on the other hand, you can't hate him.
No.
And you have to be understanding and you have to be happy for that person.
Yeah.
Like, it's a different. I think it's easier to move on after, unfortunately. I mean, obviously, there's other things that come with it. But
yeah, I know. I'm saying, like, I wish he cheated on me. Yeah. Because it was like I could hate him. I could block him and hate him and everyone say, F you. But, like, it's not like that. Like, I could say that all I want and I'm like, it hurts.
My first boyfriend, I had a boyfriend in high school. I think he was like a year older than me because he could drive at the time. I couldn't drive yet. But so he took us to Topgolf. This was when Topgolf first opened. It was a cute day. You know, we're posting each other on Instagram. We're eating good food. You know, everything's all good. And then we're driving back to his house, right? He parks the car, locks the doors. I go, babe, what's wrong? Like, I can't get out of the car. Like, open the door. He's just looking at me. And he's like, and I'm like, what happened? And he broke up with me. He was like, honestly, like, I'm just not really feeling it anymore. Yeah. And I go, what? I go, on the ride home, you were just telling me you loved me. You planned this whole cute date with me. What? Okay. So he waited until we got in front of his house. Wouldn't even let me in his house. And I'm a mess. I'm hysterical, crying, you know? And the reason why I said I wasn't driving at the time is because he had to drive my ass back home as I'm hysterical crying in the passenger seat. Why'd you do that?
Something else happen?
What?
When you were, like, getting out of the car or something, or...
Oh, he was playing
you posted him, then you're like, I have to delete.
So, yeah, it was such a nice, cute day. I was posting him and stuff. I go, oh, my God, I have to delete my story now. Like, this is so embarrassing for me. And that was my first real breakup. I was in high school. But then again, like... He wrote me all these letters. He wanted me back so bad. He was trying and trying for years. Then I ended up dating his friend. Which was Joe, who cheated on me.
Oh, good.
And he warned me about Joe, but I was like, you're just jealous. Get the fuck out of here. And then after he cheated on me years later, he goes, you see what I mean now? He was just very protective over me. Good guy. But again, we were so young.
Yeah.
And they always want you back. Like, if it's a breakup, they always come back.
They always come back.
Yeah, they always come back.
Yeah, at some way. I feel like we should talk about some things that we did to get through it. Like, we're definitely probably going to have some differences, I guess. Yeah. Because, again, I'm still going through it. But for me, one thing that I did recently, which helped a lot, but also really hurt too. But, like, I feel like the hurt is good. I wrote him a letter. And I just have it. Like, I have it in my room.
Oh, my God, I never did that.
I was actually... nice because there's so much that I want to say that I can't. Like, I'm not talking right now, you know, we're in no contact. I hate that, but there's so much that I want to say that's also not, like, worth it, you know, to actually say to them. So to get it out on paper, and then I read it out loud to myself, it was like, okay. Like, it was like a way of letting go a lot. And while I was writing, there was a lot of things I didn't even realize that I felt until I started writing. Like, I just went and I was like, damn. I don't think
I ever did that.
It actually felt nice. And then obviously
I would journal. Yeah, I would journal, but I don't think the letter thing's very therapeutic. That's very good advice.
It is.
That's very good advice.
Yeah. And then if I ever, like, randomly think something, like, instead of just dwelling on it, I've been writing it out.
Yeah. Another thing too is, like, it kind of got in my head a lot and it really is not healthy. He basically left me for, like, this girl. She looks very young, like much younger than me, but she's also, like, very skinny, but, like, not like little girl skinny. But in my head, I'm like, he left me for a skinny girl.
Yeah, so it messes with you.
And it really messed with me. Like, that fucked me up because I was never the skinny girl, you know. Just was never petite, but it got in my head. and I'd push myself at the gym like crazy. I'm like, he left me for a skinny girl. I was like, I have to keep going. And I think that's where my addiction to the gym started. But again, it made me realize like every body type is different. And yeah, I lost weight, but I'm not a skinny little twig. That's not how my body is.
Doesn't mean it's healthy.
It's not. It's not healthy, so that's a little also like a trigger warning, but I did develop a healthy relationship with the gym because it allowed me to balance out like my life and the food I eat and what I drank, and lifting the weights, like heavy weights, really allowed me to release a lot that like I was holding in basically in my head, like to get my anger out, like listening to music and just lifting heavy really like helped me and my mental health. It really wasn't helping my body type, I'd say. Like it wasn't helping me physically, lifting heavy weights, but really helped me mentally 100%. So basically, breakups are blessings in disguise because they push you to be your best self. It pushed me to show up to the gym, and it pushed me, and it just like motivated me to grow my business. And I was like, I want people to my Made by Ro business, which is funny because a lot of people do know me from that now. And I was like, I'm going to push this, and, everyone's going to know me. My word's going to be out there. I'm going to be looking good, I'm going to be successful, and that's my karma to that person. And it fucking is.
Another thing, spending time with family and friends is really a good distraction. Like, I'm so the type of person, we say this, that, like, if you're going to Walgreens, call me, and I'll come with you. Like, I just like getting out of the house. Like, I like spending quality time with people. Like we spend like so much time together, me and Rosie. Then there's like Emily, who's like a newer friend. Like she calls me all the time and is like, come with me, like, because she's nice. Kind of going through the same thing. Shout out Emily, she listens. She's going through the same thing. Yeah, basically. It's
also hard with us because it's like
we hang out like business.
We'll be venting, we'd be crying. We're like, wait, that's a really good shirt.
No, but it's like, fun. This is like,
what'd you just say? Everything happens for a reason. Oh, I gotta make that into a shirt, and then we're just working. Like it's just not like that. Like we're just like business partners, but obviously like
we're more than business though. Yeah, we know how to balance that. I think quality time, family, friends, and journaling has been the gym,
and just time. Let
trying
the time go.
Trying new things.
I used to literally, I remember when I was journaling, I would circle the months. I'm like, okay. I was really in such a bad place. I was like, let's just say whatever it was. I was like, okay, it's been 7 months.
I know.
Wow, I didn't think about him today. Like, as I was healing, like, that was an accomplishment for me because it was a thought that was just haunting me. It felt like I was living in a nightmare. It was also humiliating for me. And, then I started going out. People were like, I can't believe he did that to you. Like, F him. Like I just was so, but again, I used it to motivate me. And a lot of people I know do have like respect for me. And that's something that like respect is so important, when you go through something like that, or I've been through a lot. That's why I'm here. But respect is very important for me, honestly. And it's all worth it in the end, like I knew someone like Armando would come around. This was another thing I guess that helped me through my breakup. I was like, you know what? My soulmate or the person I'm meant to be with would never do that to me. And what helped me was I literally wrote down the best qualities I want in a guy. I was very specific. We could talk about manifesting. I wrote down what he looks like, his personality, and just his values and everything like that. And I literally told Armando, I go, this is you. Like everything I wrote down, the dark features to the
clean body.
To the athletic, to the family guy, to I wrote something like I would never do her like that, like in quotes, like just I was very specific with it, and that's Armando. Like it's just crazy. So manifest that your future self. Because that'll also like get you excited because you're like, I could do so much better than that person. The way they treated you, let's just say, or, it wasn't healthy for you. You weren't growing. Yeah. So you write down like what you can't wait for in a person. Like you were so excited to be with that person. And I'm living in it now, and it's very well deserved. And I'm happy. I'm very happy. So.
That's nice.
It's all worth it in the end.
Yeah. Something else I saw on TikTok actually today was they can't do better than you. And I'll explain. Like, they could find someone else, but they're not better than you. They just might be better for that person, and that's fine. Like, you have to realize that you might not be the person that's meant for them either. Like, you have to think of it that way. Like, they're not meant for me, and I'm not meant for them. And let them find their person. You know what I mean? So, like, you can't compare yourself and say, they found someone better than me, skinnier than me, this and that. Like, no, they're not better than you. They're just better made for that person. And like you said, they're a perfect match.
Perfect match.
Yeah, so
we got a cheating liar, and then we have a girl with no morals. Put them together? You kidding me?
Yeah. So.
Perfect.
Anyways, so we asked you guys on Instagram to write in some breakup stories, and like we said, some of them were crazy. Do you want to say your story for it, like your funny story?
Yeah, so before Armando, I wish Armando was like, again, I wish we started in 2020, but I talked about divine timing, but I was waitressing. This was when I first turned 21. And I became very close to my coworkers. Like, it was honestly a good time. Shout out to the Millie's crew when I was working there. Freaking love you girls. But after work, we'd go out after work. I just turned 21, you know. And one of the girls, her cousin, would always come out with us. An older guy, again, age is just a number. It doesn't mean shit. He was like 28 years old. I was 21.
He was in like a 13-year-old body, though.
Yeah, mindset.
Mentally.
No, he looked like a grown man, but it was just the mindset. And I just turned 21. It was also exciting to me, like, to go to the bar, this and that. We'd go out, like, all the time, and it was a lot of fun. And then we ended up, like, being good company for each other. Like, obviously, he'd hit on me or, like, you know, buy me drinks and things like that. And it just sort of happened. And I wasn't really into it. Like, I knew... But, like, we just, like, always were, you know, it was, like, good company for each other. We were in a friend group, so he was just always there. And then, like, after summer was over, we were still, like, together. And I was just, like, you know, like, whatever. Like, we're not in summer fun mode anymore. Yeah. But anyway, I got, he wasn't the best for me. He was very controlling and secure, toxic, and whatever. I wasn't in it. I really was never in it. He knew that, too. And... I got surgery. I literally got a cyst removed from my ovary. We'll just say that. And it was a very serious surgery. And he didn't come to see me. He said he expected me to call him off of the hospital phone. Now, I just got out of surgery. I'm pale. I'm high on drugs. I'm throwing up because apparently I'm allergic to anesthesia. I didn't know that. So they're sticking needles in my ass. They're wheeling me out of the hospital. And I didn't get one single text from this man. My supposed boyfriend at the time. He expected me to call him. Okay, whatever. First red flag. He doesn't come to see me. He comes the day after at night drunk. He drove to my house drunk. Now, everyone's sending things to my house, like, you know, feel better balloons. Christina sent me, like, boxes of snacks, you know. Gatorade is the bare minimum. People hit me up with Gatorade, you know, usually when you're healing after surgery. No. He shows up drunk the next day. He drove to my house. And he's just, like, not, like, he's just talking to me. He's not, like... accepting the fact that I just got out of surgery. I also just got Guido, my dog, the day before. So he was a little puppy, and he was just putting the dog on my incisions.
Oh my God.
And he was just completely ignoring the fact that, like, I was all, like, stitched up. And I was just, like, he was talking to me, and I was just crying. And he was too drunk to realize I was crying, and it hurt so bad to cry because I'm, like, all stitched up. And... then I go, you need to go. Like, I'm in so much pain and you're just making it worse. Like, you need to go. And I broke up with him over text, and apparently it was a mutual breakup. So, like, I don't understand. But yeah, he put my dog on my incisions and made me cry. And he didn't even bring me a fucking Gatorade. Like, the bare minimum.
Cracker.
Yeah. The bare minimum when someone gets out of surgery is to give them a Gatorade or a cracker.
Literally.
I got nothing. He just showed up drunk, rolling all over my incisions. Thank you.
I can't.
See you later.
Oh, God. Oh, from Instagram, these are anonymous. So We broke up, and he sent me a whole paragraph on how he wanted to get back together and marry me, and then he posted his girlfriend the next day. Wonder who that was from.
Sounds familiar.
Sounds familiar. My ex hacked my Snapchat when we broke up, and then I was logged out of my Snapchat, so I knew that he logged in. He didn't deny it. He just said, I needed to check if there was somebody else. Like, he full on logged into her Snapchat after they were already broken up and says, I just needed to check. Just for his own sake. Like, come on, dude. Like, Snapchat, you log out, and he didn't deny it.
You know what I miss?
What?
When you could see people's 3 best friends on Snapchat.
Oh, my God.
You knew who was fucking who.
Oh,
I think
my
I would be in
God.
trouble, though.
Yeah.
Like, that's bad.
Back then, yeah.
Yeah.
Bad. He was blocked on everything. This is different. He was blocked on everything, so he decided to email me. Like Carrie Bradshaw, if he wanted to, he would.
Yeah, exactly. That's honestly like how it should be. If you're blocked on everything, like there's no excuses in this day and age. Email them.
Nope. We were this one I feel like you could talk about. We were supposedly in a long distance relationship. In parentheses, we lived 30 minutes from each other.
Girl, try over 4,000 miles. Are you serious? 30 minutes?
So he didn't want to do long distance. Meanwhile, that's like getting from one side of the island to the other. Like, are you serious?
My job is like 25 minutes away. I don't say, it's a long distance.
Are you kidding?
No. You serious?
Do
better.
He told me he was moving, but he lied. I saw him in the schoolyard after summer break. That's just like stupid.
That is so stupid.
What is this one? She said she wasn't ready for a relationship and had one a week later. I guess it was just with me.
Yeah, no, people say that. Like, that's like a thing. I remember growing up hearing of that.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Like, I get that. I don't get it, though, if, like, you're talking to the person every day, like, acting like you're in a relationship or acting like it's going to get to that point and then saying, hey, I don't really want a relationship right now. Like, if you're putting in the energy that it's like could be a relationship, like, then just be flat out honest from the beginning. Like, don't lead the person on at all. Every time we were supposed to go on a date, somehow another family member came into town.
Sounds familiar.
And we canceled.
Yeah.
Another girl was texting him while he was in my bed. That sucks. That's
life is
scary.
Yeah, that's like scary.
Like, how could you literally be laying next to someone doing, like, how do you sleep at night?
But like, if you're dating them, like, that's me.
Yeah, they were dating.
No, that was me. Hello, that happened to me.
But yeah, you didn't even know.
I didn't know.
She caught me with 2 other girlfriends in the same class, and they were not happy. Parentheses, in 3rd grade.
Aw.
Yeah.
All right, those were good.
Yeah.
I guess everyone goes to their own little fucked up shit.
Yeah, definitely. So just don't be an asshole. I think, like, just to say, I think everyone handles breakups differently. Everyone goes through a different situation when it comes to a breakup. Like, right here, prime example, me and Rosie's breakup are 2 completely different stories. And we have 2 completely different ways of healing through it and, like, dealing with it now, obviously. So, and the people who wrote in, like, they're all different.
I want to also mention, like, we're talking about breakups, but if you're in a situationship, a situationship to me is 2 unhealed people keeping each other company. So if you're in a situationship, just know that you are prolonging the person that is actually meant to be with you. So you're prolonging a happy relationship. So if I were to stay with the guy before Armando, the 30-year-olds that used to all go out and party, I would have been prolonging Armando. And, like, thinking about that makes me sick. Like, I didn't even want to be with that person, but at the time, it just was like a company thing. It was just like a having fun thing, you know, because I was unhealed, and he is definitely unhealed. But I would have been prolonging Armando.
Yeah, exactly. And for anyone that's watching, anyone we talked about in this, like, I just want to say this. We're not talking bad. It's all facts. Like, it's all factual.
Oh my God, that's something that I have to. So, some people, like, in high school, honestly, like, there was some people who, there's just a lot of people that talk in high school, and they used to say, like, You know, if you're like, for example, if you're telling me about something that someone else did, that's not talking shit about that person. You're venting to me about what that person did to you. People take it as you're talking shit about them. We're not talking shit about you. This is the trauma you put us through. Period.
Yeah, there was some name dropping in this episode. Yeah. So if your name was heard,
it was a fact, and you could literally comment and say fact.
And if you want to explain yourself, go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead, explain it. Because it's our trauma that we went through. It's our history that we went through, and this is the way we dealt with it. So you can't be mad at that, and you can't, like, if you were an asshole, you were an asshole. Like, sorry. And that's what our podcast is. Like, just don't be an asshole. No, we're not talking bad about anybody. That's what I'm saying, but I'm just putting it out there. So
it's true.
Point blank, period. Just don't be an asshole. And
go heal yourself. That's good. Go heal yourself.
Time heals all. Exactly. That's what I wish for like for everyone. Even my relationship before this one, which we were young, but we were, whatever. He was not a good person, like, at all. And seeing him, like, he's in a happy, loving relationship on social media, but, like, for years now. And I'm like, what the hell? Like, no. Even like you said, like, how come you couldn't do that with me? Or, like, is it just all an act, But also, like, with him, like, I wish him peace. I wish him happiness. Like, I don't wish anyone in my life bad, even though they were really bad to me. Like, I don't think that's right to wish bad on anybody. So, like, I wish you well. I said this. I hope you're in therapy. I hope you treat your new girlfriend right, and period.
I just think at the end of the day with me, like, this is something, I obviously went through a lot, but I was always a good friend, a good girlfriend. And I think I took things very personal, but going back to what I said, people have respect for me. Like, now that we're adults, obviously we're only 23, so everything we're talking about.
Now we're only 23. Last episode we're 30. We're dying.
No, but, like, obviously, like, the past I was in with, like, relationships, like, I was a kid, I didn't know anything, but people have respect, and, and obviously, like, they don't have to apologize for me. I just know. Like, it doesn't have to be like a paragraph apology, but, like, throughout the years they'll do some things, and I'm like, okay, like, they still got respect for me, and that's something that at the end of the day, that's all that matters.
And then there's people that don't. But
no, but okay, all right. So the guy Joe that cheated on me, now the family is obsessed with my business, and they came back. I don't know what the hell happened, but they got respect for me, and that's it. Period. Goodbye.
So that is it for this episode. Are we gonna have new merch by then or no? When are we?
Valentine's Day merch. Valentine's Day merch, and it's in my self-love era. So it's not about relationships, it's about you. You have to love yourself in order to love somebody else. So yes, we hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Don't forget to stay real, stay authentic, and stay valid.